Good morning. This is Brian. Welcome back to the ranch. So today is the first day of bow hunting season. The temperature today is supposed to top about 95, 96. So I have no interest in hunting today, but I do need to get my plot ready to feed the deer, kind of draw them on the property, and clean up the area that I call the shooting alley. I'll show you that here in a minute. But a little bit of mowing, tree trimming, and then I'm going to attempt to set up my tree stand. Hopefully I can get it done myself safely. If not, I'll put it together, and then when my dad comes up, he can help me complete it. But that's the plan, getting ready for hunting season. This is the back part of my property where this is along the west fence here. And this is a washout area, so when we get heavy rains, you can probably tell that the water runs through here pretty heavily. This is a creek, but it's a dry creek. It doesn't have any water in it unless we get a really heavy rain. And this is where I prefer to hunt for a couple of reasons. One, it's a nice narrow area, so it's easy to visualize the animals that we want to harvest, and kind of keeps them in a confined area. And the second reason is because back this way is nothing. So if we miss, we're not hitting somebody else's house or their barn or anything like that. This is where I have my range set up. Looks like my target has fallen down. So I like to get this area cleaned up a little bit. Mow it, and just get it ready to put my feeder. This is where I'm going to put my feeder, is right about here. And then I need to make a decision of where I want to put my tree stand. That's a good option. Any one of those trees are probably a pretty good option. I'm thinking the one in the middle there, since it's inset just a little bit. At first I was gonna go a little bit further that way. Back in February I cleared out an area that I thought I was gonna bow hunt from, but I think I'm just gonna stick with this area. My fence line is right here, and that property just past those trees is a deer lease. So there's about 100 acres over there. And I'm in a little bit of competition with them for the deer that come. They cross our property. There's an area right here that I fence off when it's not deer season with a cattle panel, to minimize hogs coming on the property. But I open this up during deer season, deer hunting season, so that they can come between the two properties. Because if I don't, I don't get a lot of deer. I'm only 16 acres. He's over 100 acres. So I would imagine that most of the deer probably bed and breed and live mostly on his property. But if I put food out, and it'll draw them onto the property, and I'll be able to get me a deer this season. I think they want to get moved, so we'll do that later today. shooting alley is cleaned up. Looks nice. And another reason why I like to cut it down is we get a lot of raccoons and hogs that come around my deer feeder, and this is the year some of those are gonna go bye-bye. So I want the grass nice and short so I can see those little varmints. So this is the shooting alley. And I think I'm gonna cut a couple of trails. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I'm gonna get the DR mower and just kind of mow a couple of trails up through here, because sometimes I have a hard time walking through all these thick briars. Briars are really my arch nemesis on this property. They get so thick, you can just see they've got thorns on them. They just absolutely cover every tree. It'd probably take me a lifetime. This is about 5 acres. I got another 5 acres. No, this is about 3 acres. And I've got another 2.5 to 3 acres of wood on the other side of the property. And there's just no way I'm gonna ever be able to get this all cleaned up, which is fine, I don't really care. It's nice for habitat. Draws deer and other animals in, so that's fine. But I think I'm gonna cut a couple of trails in through here. It's 4:30 roughly. I started working about 8 o'clock this morning, and so I was able to get a better path to my shooting field here. I probably overdid it, but that's how I do everything. So this all used to kind of look like this right here, and this just way overgrown. Those vines were everywhere, so I cleared this area out. It'll be a nice jogging path and hiking path, maybe even mountain biking path. But more importantly, I can get from my barn down here without having to trudge through this right here. All of these briars that just grow everywhere up these trees. So you can just see how they cover them. It actually kills the trees eventually. So for those of you that are worried that I'm destroying nature here, I'm actually saving the trees, because you could imagine this is not healthy for any tree. And I've decided the tree that I'm going to use for my tree stand, I think this one right here is a good one. It's really straight. The tree is alive, so that's good. It's one of the bigger oaks that we have, kind of right here, and I'll be able to shoot this direction straight in front of me, and a little bit over here. I might take those trees out so that I have a more clear shot over here. I'm probably gonna put the feeder right about here, and so that's where it's gonna go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it together and lean it up against the tree and see how tall it is. I will clean up a little bit of this right here. It's no good to have all this brush right here, so we'll get to it. It's the next morning, and that's as far as I got on putting the tree stand together. I just have to put the 2 rungs on, and I put the seat on backwards, so I'll have to fix that. But ran out of daylight yesterday, so we're gonna put out the feeder and set up the camera. I've got another Reolink camera that we're gonna use as our trail camera, monitor who's coming here, and hopefully we'll get some nice deer coming our way. So this deer feeder, you can set it to go off at least 4 times a day. So I'm gonna have it go off in the morning and then once in the evening for about 6 seconds each. And it just, this little spinner spins, drops all the corn. And that's how we'll draw the deer in. Tree stand is all put together, and I'm not gonna try to put it up myself. I really need some help. They recommend that you have at least 3 adults put this up. Final step today is getting the camera put up, and I'm gonna place it right on this T-post, right on this T-post where I had it last year. So we just mount it right here. A couple of Velcro straps. I do need to get a T-post mount right here. And that should work. All right, so I got my camera set up. It's solar powered. Believe it or not, there is enough sun every day that comes into this alley that it keeps it charged pretty much 100%. So I like to use Velcro straps just so it's very easy to move it around. Sometimes I'll like to move the camera around. So you just pull up the T-post, undo the straps. I do screw the strap to there so it just stays with it and I don't have to worry about repositioning it every time. So the camera works out really good. I'll show some footage of last hunting season. This camera works fantastic and we got a lot of good footage. I think this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next video, we'll probably be putting up the tree stand, and I might do my first day of hunting. It's supposed to still be really warm here in the 80s and 90s, so it's not really conducive for hunting weather, but I'm going to move the cattle, feed the chickens, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.